Feel like lucid be my dreams. Said he love me, so I'm sure you know the means. It's like I'm living all inside a movie in a dream. Sequels to my life entirely up to me. Slowly suffocating, do you notice how it feels? Baby, can you hold me while I'm running through the field? Like hills that have the eye, but I do not think they see me. Even if they do, then I guess gon' have to kill me.
I low-key want to talk about this nigga Ben Simmons, bro.
Ben Simmons is officially considering retirement and is going out worse than any of us would have imagined. Once compared to a young LeBron James, the report is that Ben can still save his career. That after this much failure, Ben has still received interest from the New York Knicks
This point is done. He's
and one other team. However, Ben is questioning whether or not he even wants to continue his NBA career. Are we surprised? No, but what's crazy is what Ben Simmons did might be worse than what any of us realizes. He never developed a jump shot despite years of fooling us with summer shooting mixtapes. He played in just 166 regular season games after signing a 5-year, $170 million contract. And now, for the second time in his career, his agent has officially cut ties with him. So we need to ask the one question no one is asking here. Did Ben actually care this little? Did he actually just give up after signing a max extension, or did injuries and other factors such as mental health actually come into play? And if Ben did really just give up, why did the NBA allow this robbery to happen in the first place, and have they done anything?
After this video, I'm done. Do you still want to take pics tonight, or do you want to do it tomorrow? Yo, Ben Simmons, to be honest, is like... It's so many factors. Now, obviously, the reason he hasn't been playing much is because of his back injury, but like, even before his back injury, he did himself a massive disservice. Like, this nigga could have been way more than what he became. And I think now, like...
Him down TN baby boy.
This nigga is so gay.
Since to stop
Now he's at the point where it's like too late to fix his career. He fucked around for too long, and now it's like too late.
a Ben Simmons situation from happening again.
Let me speak. I really want to get into like the depth detail of this.
But to answer those questions, first we have to understand how much of a crime Ben Simmons' contract really was. To put things into perspective, we first have to introduce Ben Simmons as the generational type talent he was seen to be. When he was a young player in high school and then LSU, Ben drew comparisons to both Magic Johnson and LeBron James because he was an ultra athletic, tall point guard who could push the ball in transition with the best of them and had eyes in the back of his head. Which is why watching Ben's early high school mixtape.
And you know what's crazy? A lot of niggas are like but it's not crazy to think that at all. Like, if we're going strictly who plays like Bron, like Ben Simmons, Matt, like those are very similar. Like he plays very similar to both of them, bro. I'm keeping it on it. That's why that video, all you little niggas, mind you, Ben Simmons got drafted what, 2016, 2015, 2016, and he played his first season 2017 because he was out with a broken foot. A lot of niggas, that one video of Colin Coward or whatever the nigga's name is, he's like, Ben Simmons, LeBron, we're okay. We have Ben Simmons now. Don't worry. Or some shit, and niggas keep reposting that. That wasn't a crazy take at the time. Now, obviously, nobody thought that he was like. I never thought Ben Simmons was gonna be better than LeBron or no shit like that. But everyone definitely thought at the time he was gonna be this dominant force that was gonna win multiple MVP, gonna win some MVPs and shit. Kind of like Zion. I wouldn't say he was as hyped as Zion, but he was hyped up, bro, because he had that play style and he was actually nice with it. But bro, his mentality wasn't there.
This is so strange because at this point in his life, he was not afraid to attack the rim. He looked like an athletic menace. In his 1 year at college at LSU, Ben averaged 19.2 points, 11.8 rebounds, 4.8 assists, and 2 steals a game as he was named first team All-American. A foot injury would cause Ben to miss an entire year, what should have been his rookie season. But by 2018, we soon found out why Ben Simmons has biggest waste of talent all-time potential and how he committed a contract robbery. Because in his 2018 rookie season, Ben was everything you could ask for from a #1 pick. Throughout all of NBA history, only 13 players have averaged at least 15 points, 8 rebounds, and 8 assists per game in a single season. The youngest to achieve this was Luka Doncic. The second youngest was rookie Ben.
He's dead 29. It's too late. I thought he was gonna have a resurgence in Brooklyn, but not even, bro. Like, I thought he was gonna he's gonna be able to pick it back up, but no, it's actually too late now. Like,
Simmons, who not only put up these historical stats, but also helped lead the Sixers from 28 wins in 2017 to 52 in 2018. At this point in time, Philly looked like they had their team of the future. Joel Embiid was just 23, Simmons was 21, Markelle Fultz was on the roster and it's still not fully busted. It looked like the Sixers had a young star trio that was next to unstoppable. But already, problems would begin to emerge. First, Fultz lost his jump shot and was never the prospect anyone thought he would be.
Markelle Fultz is actually a nigga I feel bad for. Markelle Fultz was actually a demon, and he actually fucked up. They said, now niggas, some niggas say he got into a motorcycle accident and he damaged a nerve in his shoulder, so he physically can't shoot anymore. I don't know. But I remember during the whole LeVar Ball, Lonzo shit, when they were gassed, when that whole thing, I remember watching Markelle Fultz play. That nigga was nice. He was fucking nice. He fucked up his shoulder, and he fucked up the nerve in his shoulder, and it ruined his career. Like, he's actually a nigga I feel bad for. There are certain niggas I don't call bust because of the injuries that caused them to fall. Like Ben Simmons, he had already fell off of that because of his mentality. It had nothing to do with injuries until later. Like, after he was dealing with the back injuries. Before that, he was really, like, just, like, fucking up. Markelle actually had nerve damage and shit. Greg Oden, Brandon Roy, like, D. Rose. Niggas like that, I don't really call them bust because that's injuries. They really could have been nice players. Like, they can't control that. Kwame Brown and other niggas, that's different. Those are Anthony Bennett. Those are niggas who played and just physically did not live up to their potential. Markelle was nice. Now, I'm not saying Markelle would have been the best point guard in the NBA or no shit like that. I think he would have been, realistically, I would have put him around, like, a Brooklyn, like, say Brooklyn Nets D'Lo was like an 88, 87 overall. I would say Markelle would have been like an 88 overall. Like, he would have been like a nigga who was give you, like, 25 and, like, 6 in his prime. Like, that's what I think he would have done. Maybe made, like, a couple all-star games. You know what I mean? Like, I think he would have been nice. Like, his shit was just so unfortunate, bro.
Then we had the problems that came in the form of Ben Simmons' jump shot. But before we continue, I would like to thank DraftKings today. Well, off and sports betting is this bets video. A pattern of Ben Simmons promises his fans that he will improve and become better, except he does nothing of the sort. In the summer headed into his second season, after he shot 0 for 11 from the three-point line in his rookie year, Ben was asked non-stop about his jumper, and he made one thing very obvious. His jump shot was his biggest focus. As we can see on this article from CBS Sports titled, Ben Simmons says improving jump shot has been main focus of his offseason training. In this article, Ben made a great point about free throw shooting. You've got to start slowly, said Simmons, who shot 56% from the foul line and scored 80.4% of his shots in the paint. If it's adding a free throw that gets up to 80%, that's about 5 more points right there. If you add little things and keep adding over time, that's how you become great. Consistent, hard work on his jumper. That was how Ben was going to become great. Sounds great to me.
Yo, I think the Sixers should have did the method. I don't remember what team did it with DeAndre Jordan. I'm sorry to keep pausing, but DeAndre Jordan was a horrible shooter, like a horrible free throw shooter. DeAndre Jordan, it's like he was a horrible free throw shooter, and bro, psychologist, I spelled it wrong. Where was it? NBA study coming. Free throws. Long story short, he couldn't shoot free throws at all. He shot horrible for such a long time from the free throw line, and he talked to, like, the team got him like a psychologist or some shit, and he went from 48% to like 77%, damn near 80. He was shooting 80 for a while. He talked to some psychologists and they were able to, it was mental. It was a mental thing. I feel like that was the case with Ben Simmons, bro.
And to be fair to Ben, the free throw shooting improvement was there in year 2. He did improve from 56% to 60% shooting from the foul line, which is why I don't think Ben Simmons was always going to quit on his team. However, there were specific circumstances that led to Ben having a mental breakdown. But are these circumstances fair? To answer that, we're going to jump forward in time a little bit and then rewind back, because if you don't know, or maybe you've forgotten the full details, Ben Simmons' career was essentially ruined in one single game, arguably in one single moment. That moment,
it was way, I'm telling y'all niggas, I remember, it was way before this Hawks
was this.
shit. It was way before this, bro. It was way before this. This was the straw that broke the camel's back, but bro, it was way before this.
Contested had a layup, but he leaves it for Thibault.
What we just watched was in the 2021 playoffs. The 76ers had entered the playoffs as the 1 seed in the East with 3 more wins than the eventual NBA champion Milwaukee Bucks. With a starting lineup of Ben Simmons, Seth Curry, Danny Green, Tobias Harris, and Joel Embiid.
Okay, for those of you, like, this was not the thing that, like, ended everything. Bro, Ben Simmons had been fucking up like that. Like, not, like, this was just the one that was, like, caught the whole world's attention and it was in the playoffs and it was a 2-point game, and you know, but Ben Simmons had, like, bro, before this, I think Brett Brown had literally told this nigga, yo, all you need to do is just shoot the ball. I don't give a fuck if you shoot from 3 every single time and you miss. You could go 0 for 15 from the 3 line. I don't give a fuck. Just shoot the ball. They literally made a deal with him where it's like, yo, my nigga, you must attempt 3 threes a game. Just that. I don't give a fuck if you make them or not. Because what teams were doing, and I remember when the Raptors played the Sixers in the second round. What they were doing, Marcus was a fucking DPOI, former DPOI. Niggas would sag off of Ben Simmons and just crowd the paint so Embiid couldn't do shit. And they would leave Ben Simmons open at the 3. And they knew that they could go all the way down to the shoulder of the paint and shit. Or like the very corner of the paint and just double team Embiid because they knew that even if they left Simmons the mid-range, he still wouldn't pull up and shoot. They knew it. He wouldn't even step into the line and take the midi either. So he literally made it so that Embiid was just getting locked the fuck up. Because they didn't need to guard him from out there. So they literally just told the nigga, just shoot. That's it. And the nigga still wouldn't just not shoot the ball, bro. It was a mental thing. No matter what, they said, just shoot three threes a game. I don't give a fuck if you airball. I don't care if you hit the side of the backboard. Just shoot 3 threes. Nigga, pull a step back off the 3. I don't give a fuck. I just want to see you shoot them. That's what Brett Brown was telling this nigga. He just wouldn't shoot no matter what. It was a mental thing. So it was like years of that. And then to the point where he got benched. I'm pretty sure he got benched against the Raptors because of that. And they started running him at the 4 because he just wouldn't shoot. And then that was the straw that broke, because this was 2 years after the Raptors. They were the favorites. I think the Nets were injured that year. The Bucks were the only real comp in the East. The Raptors had lost everyone. The Celtics were still growing up, like still young and shit. So that was supposed to be Philly's year. And they lost to the fucking Hawks with Trae Young. And they ended up going to, and the Hawks ended up going to the conference finals. That's what broke the fucking camel's back, my nigga. That was a shot that broke the camel's back. Because they were the heavy favorites to at least make the conference finals that year. And then that's what
Reese Maxey
he had been fucking up way before
yet emerged as the player he has become. It looked like a 76ers team led by Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid was destined to match up in the Eastern Conference Finals with the Bucks. Only, as you just saw, down by 2 points with less than 4 minutes left in round 2. Ben had a wide open dunk when Trae Young scared him into passing the ball. The Sixers would lose this game by 7 points as 22-year-old Trae Young took them down. And really, while this pass by Ben Simmons was a one-time mistake, it also was a symbol of years of frustration building up. Yep. It was very obvious that Ben had gotten into his own head, and that also we had a dangerous combination in play. We have to remember that to end the 2021 regular season, while Ben still had not developed a 3-point jump shot, he was also seen as one of the top 15 to 20 players in the NBA. In year 2, he was an all-star. In year 3, he was third-team All-NBA. And then in 2021, he not only was an all-star for the 3rd straight season, he also received more MVP votes than LeBron James and finished 2nd in that year's Defensive Player of the Year race behind Rudy Gobert. Big things were understandably expected of Ben, and the fans were increasingly yelling at him to finally work on his jump shot, to finally unlock his final form. But the problem was, Philly trusted in Ben. They signed him to a max extension with the thought that he was going to continue to work on his game. However, the problem was, once this extension kicked in, technically, the Sixers were powerless. They couldn't do anything if Ben Simmons decided he just didn't want to play basketball anymore. It would seem impossible to any of us that a player would rather just sit on the bench and get paid as everyone hates them, rather than compete like, I don't know, it's your job. But that is the decision Ben Simmons made after the 2021 playoffs. Now, how did he come to this decision? Well, it turns out Ben was completely full of it when he talked about practicing his jump shot. Between season 1 and 2, yes, Ben Simmons' free throw percentage went up, but by year 4, Ben was still just making 61.3% of his shots from the free throw line. That year, he took just 10 threes and made just 3 of them. At this point, defenders were playing 15 feet off of him, but it was really Ben's poor free throw shooting that became his Achilles heel. This is where it was proven Ben Simmons was simply not mentally tough enough.
Yeah, I don't even think that he didn't work on his shot. I think it's all a mental thing. Like, I really think if he actually just started sparking them bitches, he's not going to be good. He might shoot like 32% from 3 or like 20, but it doesn't even matter. Just shoot. That's all they needed him to do. It was all mental. I think that he should have got a sports psychologist who could have helped him through this shit, so that he could have just did what he needed. Like, that's what DeAndre did, and he drastically upped his free throw percentage, bro.
To handle the extreme pressure that comes with the NBA. In the 2021 playoffs, Ben Simmons' lack of mental toughness was exposed. In round 1, Ben shot just 35.7% from the free throw line against the Wizards, and then against the Hawks, he shot just 33.3%, which meant Ben wanted to avoid driving to the basket at all costs because he did not want to go to the free throw line and miss shots. That is why he passed the ball against Trae Young. He didn't want to be fouled. And get this, for the playoffs, Ben drove to the basket just 5 times a game. For comparison, in the 2019 playoffs,
Yeah, like this nigga. Oh my god.
Ben averaged 10.4 drives a game. That is before he was scared of shooting free throws. And also, just so you get an idea here, in those same playoffs, Ja Morant averaged 24.2 drives to the basket. Luka averaged 22.4. Trae Young averaged 20.4. Even Tobias Harris averaged 24.2 drives to the basket. Luka, he did not want to go to the free throw line and miss shots. That is why he passed the ball against Trae Young. He didn't want to be fouled. And get this, for the playoffs,
Fuck, like, oh, Trae Young did this many drives. Ja Morant did this many drives. This is more important. This nigga was doing less drives than Kevin Huerter, Joe Harris, and fucking Bogdanovich, my nigga. He was doing almost as much drives as Austin Rivers and Tyrese Maxey, who was playing 13 minutes a fucking game, bro. Like, it was a mental thing, bro.
Ben drove to the basket just
Who I think might have been a fucking rookie that year. I think Maxey was a rookie.
5 times a game. For comparison, in the 2019 playoffs, Ben averaged 10.4 drives a game. That is before he was scared of shooting free throws. And also, just so you get an idea here, in those same playoffs,
I feel like another thing that people wanted was for him to be more aggressive on offense, attack the rim more, and shoot more. And it's just
Morant averaged 24.2 drives to the basket. Luka averaged 22.4. Trae Young averaged 20.4. Even Tobias Harris averaged 10.3. And overall, this series led to disaster. Now, at this point in time, back injuries have certainly taken a toll on Ben Simmons and his health. I am not discounting that. However, we have to question how seriously Ben has been taking his own recovery, while he seemingly has never practiced the sport of basketball while also being an off-court diva. Philly bet their future on Ben Simmons. They bet their trust the process on Ben Simmons. But once the fans turned on Ben, Ben completely shut them down. After the Game 7 loss to the Hawks in 2021, head coach Doc Rivers was asked,
Ben Simmons can still be a point guard for a championship team like the one you guys want to become?
Yeah, David, I don't know that question or the answer to that right now.
Joel Embiid said immediately after, I'll be honest, I thought the turning point was just we had an open shot and we made one free throw. The head coach and the franchise player turning against Ben did not help, but then all of Philly rooting against Ben caused him to shut down where it was obvious.
But even the way he went about it was so fucking whack.
He didn't really have a plan, but what he did have is a $170 million contract extension. And so when Ben demanded out of Philly because he could not take the criticism, we had a major problem. Keep in mind, in early September, Embiid denied a rift with Simmons and said he loves playing with his teammates. After Ben demanded out, Doc Rivers publicly said he hoped they could change Ben's mind. They were willing to work with Ben. They wanted to mend fences. They could not. Ben refused to report to training camp or any preseason game with the Sixers. Then after joining the team,
I swear he fucked his career.
Was suspended a game by Philadelphia for conduct detrimental to the team. It was around that time that Ben told Philly he was not mentally ready to play, and due to his mental health, he would be sitting out.
Like I said, I'm not good at business. At this point, I don't care about that man, honestly.
So what we had here was a player taking a franchise hostage. Under good faith, Ben Simmons signed a max contract, did not perform well, was still welcomed by his teammates, would have become a fan favorite if he had just practiced a three-point shot, but instead, he played the mental health card, sat out the entire 2022 season, and eventually was traded to the Nets for James Harden. Ben had gotten paid, and that's what seemingly mattered. As due to a combination of the mental health card and his back, Ben has never played a meaningful basketball game again.
I don't get how you can be scared of free throws. Shit sounds crazy. No way his people around him couldn't figure this out sooner. Yeah, like, bro, I feel like you need to talk to the psychiatrist.
And now it appears that he's about to retire because no one wants to deal with his drama, or at the very least, they want to pay him the minimum amount of money to do so, which Ben doesn't want. He still feels like he deserves to get paid. And that is the worst thing we've seen out of this whole Ben Simmons situation. Because while the Pelicans have been able to threaten Zion Williamson with a weight clause that could void Zion's contract if he's too heavy, when it comes to Ben, Philly did try hold out on paying him, but due to the mental health excuse and the Players Association, Ben and the Sixers did end up settling on a payout for the money Philly fined Ben for not playing in the 2022 season. And the NBA also recently ruled that Ben's 2022 season counts towards his years of service in the NBA, which benefits
That's ridiculous.
Ben. It means he could ask for higher contracts if those were in play, and it means he's 1 year closer to the 10 years of service in the NBA that would give him the max benefits for retirement. Hopefully, just the shame of being paid $40 million and then not showing up to do your job is enough to keep future generations away from pulling this kind of nonsense. And there we have it. Thank you for watching.
I'm gonna keep it being last thing I'm gonna say about Ben Simmons is, like, he had all the tools to be an amazing player, and this nigga fucked up, like, bad. Like, the nigga was entitled, all type of shit. And I feel like him getting traded from Philly, that fucked him, because every other team, after what you did to them, niggas is looking at, other teams are looking at you like, yo. And then on top of that, since Philly had drafted him, they were much more patient with him and willing to wait for him. You know what I mean? He could have stayed there, went back, got integrated. He still had a big ass deal, and could have kept developing. He's like, fuck no, I'm trying to go. Nah, I need to be out because he felt away. When his teammates were wrong, they're wrong for doing that, but the way he went about handling that was just even worse. You get traded to the Nets who haven't drafted you, don't give a fuck about you. They have KD and Kyrie, and if that blows up, then nigga, you're just a fucking bad contract at this point. They leave, and now you're just there for no reason. Then your back shit starts hitting. So now he really is dealing with an injury, and now it's one of those situations where it's like you fucked around for so long that now you have literally put yourself in a situation where it's like, I don't even think you can ever come back and be at the level that people ever projected you at. Like, it's too late now. You fucked up. You fucked around for too long, and now you're stuck. Like, you're just in a shit situation. Now you're contemplating retiring and shit. Like, bro, this, I don't know, bro. He didn't have the mentality to be great, like, to be honest. I understand he has injuries now, but that wasn't the case before. He didn't have the mentality. And that is going to be something that eats him alive for the rest of his fucking life. The fucking projections that he went into the NBA with and the type of talent that he displayed, and he just needs to tweak a few things for him to not do it and then get in his mood and da-da-da-da. He's gonna, when it's all said and done and he sees the new generation coming up and everyone coming up and hooping, it's gonna fuck with him for the rest of his fucking life. Because you had all the tools and you had a whole franchise bending to your will, willing to help you get there, and you just never did what it took to actually reach that level. It's gonna fuck with that nigga after. Watch, bro. Then, boom, you really start dealing with some real injury shit. Now you're fucked. You know what I mean? Yeah, like, bro. The story of Ben Simmons, it went out horrible. Let me see the comments one time. Yeah, his shit just went out bad, bro. Bro rolled on 99 physical stats and 0
Bully gameplay stream someday. Saluting face emoji.
I already grinded out bully. I don't even know if I could play it on stream. Definition of when talent doesn't work hard. Kobe shaking that. Kobe literally said, yo, if Ben Simmons doesn't get a jump shot, it's gonna be something he regrets for the rest of his career. And that nigga was not wrong. That nigga fucked up bad.
Something, baby, I like just how you blushing. And maybe we could bust it at the function. Turn nothing to something. Wish you could just see the horrors of my life may upbring.